All right, so we are back from our 10-minute break. That was totally 10 minutes and not like an hour of just us
Shut
memeing.
up.
Um,
They don't need to know how long it takes.
they don't need to know that we went to Moe's and ate food and was stupid.
Yeah,
Um,
this guy, every time I bring him to Moe's, he's like, "You have opened my eyes."
you have opened my eyes. I did not think Moe's was like a viable place for me to actually have good food. And next thing you know, I go there and it's just like holy shit. My every cell is on fire, but it's great.
See, I love it because when we ended part 1, you were holding your breath. You're just like So,
So
yeah. So what we were
Haley,
talking about Haley's campaign, and
to
now we have the DM.
yeah, now we have the other DM who is the more main DM in that campaign. So I gave the previous podcast like a nice little Cliff's Notes version of like the story behind our campaign, Haley. But I just want everyone to be clear about the fact of like this was originally just like your vision that we would just spitball ideas at back in last semester, and now it's an actual thing, which is just great, right?
Yeah, last semester you gave me a hypothetical of what would happen if Dungeons and Dragons and the SCP universe collided, and you had all of these crazy monsters running around. And then I got bored and said, "Let's do it." So
Eventually, that's how most like ideas come to fruition. It's just I got bored and said fuck it. Like
I
you
got
and I
I
both
got bored.
kind of like created Leto and then the campaign around him.
yeah. Oh no.
What?
No, I'm just everyone's trying like as I said in the previous recording, everyone in that player every player in that campaign is trying to further their own story as well as they're trying to further the main plot. That's how you play D&D to a degree.
No.
Really? It's not?
I mean,
Unless
there's an end all be all to every campaign.
there is an end all
but-
be all to every campaign, but like you also want to further your own character as
Yes.
well.
Because the whole thing centered around D&D, and I've been explained this by multiple DMs, is when going about like creating a world like the D&D meets SCP.
Well, forgive me, I'm new to this.
No,
concept.
I'm not saying you did something wrong by making it. I'm just saying every campaign has like a start and an end, but how you start it and how you end it is totally up to the DM and the players.
Well, yeah, no. What I meant to say was like during like the middle point where like the whole concept of side missions, like Jack's ship that we somehow fucking survived. Like shit like that is what furthers each individual character's plot point because each character has their own goal. I mean, everyone's main goal is the main plot of like save the fucking.
I mean
world.
that doesn't seem very prominent towards most of the players, but we're not gonna get into that.
I got me dog filthy. You know.
Well, with a lot of a lot of the scenarios, especially with the SCP things tying in, I typically try to sprinkle one here or add something here, and then sometimes it just works out when I need like filler.
Yeah. Say that because it's say there's like a thing where it's like you don't have enough writing to push the campaign to make it keep going for a while, then there's the chance of like a side quest filler, which is like again Jack's ship. Maybe we try to work on Denjin's story or something like that. Like
Yeah, working on my story is a lost cause.
because there will be points for the actual campaign group like of the characters where you can't really follow the main campaign constantly because there's like we unless something comes forth to where we have more information on what we can actually do, we can do fuck all.
Yeah, and the campaign would have ended way too soon if you guys just went
Exactly, which is what
would be a bit boring.
it would be boring. Like the whole.
It wouldn't even end by like you guys defeating the final like end. It wouldn't even end with like.
We would just
with-
find out who did it, kill him, and then just be on our way.
Oh, you sure you would kill him?
Or try to kill him.
Because this guy, how I have his character sheet set up, he'll probably kill you guys if you mess around.
But I want to fuck around and find out.
Oh my god. Valcor finally meets his end.
Dog, Valcor will never meet his end.
Oh my god.
He knows the Overseer owes him something. That's why he's able to do that. That's why he's able to do the shit he does.
That's
and just
what's
not
scary.
Give a fuck.
Typically, everyone owes the Overseer something.
The Overseer owes Valcor something.
The Overseer rarely owes someone else something.
And actually, we'll find that out when we get to the point of like the traumatic.
Oh, the memory
stuff.
cave. The memory cave that she so subtly texted everyone like, "Hey, give me your character's like most traumatic experiences."
Subtly text. We have a Discord server. Let's just go in the Discord server and at everybody. Yeah. We're totally not.
We're totally not doing something like that's going to require this information.
That's.
Kind of just, I've gotten quite a few interesting ones so far.
Oh god.
Yeah, mine aren't that interesting, so.
I mean, mine's relatively straightforward, and again connects to the main plot.
Mine is
slightly.
Mine is just the fact that my character will teach other characters tattoos, but not tell them the repercussions that the tattoos give them.
You dick.
And then I'll wait until they have too many tattoos, and then it will just burn them from the inside.
You dick.
What? That's what tattoos do. If you have too many tattoos and they're buffing your body so much, your body will just get overpowered with the arcane magic that it applies, and it will just shrivel up your body. Or it's like putting your body on steroids.
Yeah.
That's what tattoos do.
We did talk about the Overseer, and
we talked about both his vessels and his ethereal form.
Basically how the Overseer as an NPC character has grown from like the different campaigns, because these might be like different campaigns, but it's still the same like
Overseer.
It's still the same asshole behind the bar. Like it's still him. It's just this is his form of entertainment. He just watches groups of people who think they're heroes just dramatically fuck up.
This man is like eons. It's like, oh, this world was created.
He's just old.
It's eons.
He's just
of like
old.
passing time.
Yeah, and like I've noticed in that compared to your campaign versus mine, the Overseer in your campaign is like, you guys can go trip off a fucking cliff and I will happily watch you.
I mean, he'll warn you first, but yeah, that's basically it.
That's the point between like my campaign and yours is the Overseer has some compassion towards your characters because he's seen them grow. The Overseer hasn't seen these characters grow at all.
And when it comes to like your characters, he means like the big four, or now big three, or sorry, now big four again, thanks to the fucking Aarakocra.
Valen is not. Valen shouldn't be a part of the big four, but I just let Haley run with it.
But anyway, it's like I said to you, Haley, it's just like they fucking poisoned him. Not intentionally and not physically, but it's literally just like they made him do something that he
poisoned his mindscape.
Yeah, they made him do something that he never thought he would ever do in that mortal plane, which is give a shit about someone that isn't just himself.
Like the only other people that he's ever given a shit about is like Maze and Liam.
Yeah, because those are just they're there.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to not give a shit about Maze because we did.
You know,
Maze is like, oh hey, she's my lineage. If I die, she's the next person this power is going to.
Shit! Maze is like, oh, you better not die. It'd be a real shame.
As Liam and Maze are just standing there with, like, demon swords, it's like, we're coming. Just Nichiren blades. It's like, I'm gonna kill you.
God damn it. Oh, my gosh. But, Haley, I wanted to see what your input was with how the campaign is going so far.
So, with how the campaign is going so far, I mean, there are a lot of things I still need to tweak, and I might pull Adrian aside for a bit so he can help me
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
Boost one of these characters a bit.
Oh
Ooh.
fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
oh yeah.
Oh god.
Besides that, because everybody got level ups or whatever, I'll do that some other time. I'll just wait until Thursday and I'll do that when I come on Thursday.
Yeah, this guy, you guys aren't going to face him for a long time.
It's gonna be a good minute before we ever come across Leon. Well,
That's fine.
no, it won't be a good minute before we come across Leon. It'll be a good minute before we actually fight Leon.
I love
Because
how
that's
I love how like I'm a player, but like Haley's just like, I need your DM brain. And it's like, oh no. It's just
It's certainly helpful.
because that's the thing. You, from what I've heard, you want Leon to be there just to like fuck with the party more
you want him to be a menace
before they actually start fighting him.
Yeah.
Like,
It wants to
Okay,
be
so-
like that deity that came down. It's like, hey, we're gonna mess with you until your brain is just mush, and then I'm gonna fight you.
like, I've been setting up the memory cave a bit more, and I'm definitely going to have him roll deception to see how far he can get with you guys before throwing you guys in the memory cave.
Oh, so we meet him before we actually like go to the memory cave.
Yeah, but I don't.
Cool.
DM brain going. It's like I wouldn't have you like meet him. He would be like in a disguise, and it's like, oh hey, I'm gonna lead you to like the way out, and lead you to the memory
they're
cave.
not gonna, unless they roll like insane rolls for perception, then they're most likely not going to know.
Not even zombie can roll high enough perception. I have to
He
DM
can't
bullshit my.
physically roll that high. His main shit is like anything that has to deal with gaslighting or persuading.
Well,
That's
yeah,
it.
persuasion is his big thing. Perception, not so much.
Yeah, anything in dexterity.
Yeah, 'cause we
his
can look at
character
it.
Is insane with, which makes it difficult for
Where's
me when
persuasion?
he's rolling
Or
stuff
perception?
to roll.
A 15 sleight of hand, a 10 in
He has a
stealth.
14 in perception.
Okay.
Unless he rolls really low or rolls a nat 1, you're looking at some like
You're looking at some like
bullshit.
I can look through walls mythic bullshit.
I mean,
Well, with that kind of stuff, since we do have some people who know kind of what they're doing when it comes to that,
the problem is it wouldn't even be like a perception for him to like figure it out. It would be like a history. It'd be like history related, like, do you know anything about this guy? Because you can't just perceive a man
The
to
only
be
one-
the way he is.
The only one who could feasibly roll a history check and actually get something from it would be my character.
Yeah.
Because,
in that,
but again, that would have to be after the fact that I go through the memory cave and basically relearn my backstory.
I mean, you could still try and roll history and have like glimpses of like what Leon
Ah, yes,
is.
glimpses of him carving me open like a fucking pumpkin. Yeah.
It's all right.
yeah, no. I'm just picturing in my head that Leon is kind of this repressed memory, and you're going to see like flashes of his face, and that's about it.
Not even like detailed faces either. It's just like this.
I mean, there's still like the thing is with the memory cave, it's going to be it's probably going to be enough for Leto to where he fully remembers what the fuck happened to him because it's just like you're literally being thrown back into it.
That's if Leto doesn't snap first and just be like, I can't handle this anymore.
If Leto snaps, my character's just gonna go over to Leto and like shake him. It's like, shut up!
Calm the fuck down.
Don't
The
worry,
thing is-
my character's gonna come and smack the shit out of Thulugoni. It's like,
He's-
how could you die?
The thing is, like, so this is something I'm probably gonna end up doing after the memory cave. Is just Leto is going to be very uncharacteristically quiet for the trip back because, like, and if anyone will catch on, hopefully.
Yeah, no, and with some of the backstories I've been getting, I really think this memory cave is going to mess with Dustin's character even more so than Tim's.
Oh yes, the war criminal.
Because he and I spitballed a few ideas to each other, and his most traumatic memory got a bit dark.
Oh
To the
no.
point where even
you were like, oh, fuck.
I have to tone it down for some people that are going to be in the film.
Oh my god. Hey, man.
Think Mulan battle scene, but 50 times worse and in D&D instead.
Oh, that's cool. Because, I mean, here's the thing. He would have a lot of shitty memories because, remember, he wasn't just a war criminal.
Valcor has like suppressed
Yeah.
most of them, so he can't even think of
The
any.
thing is, like, the thing about Dustin's character is, like, he was not just a war criminal, but also for a good portion of time, he was a raider.
Yeah, well, his character didn't know exactly right from wrong until later on when he's like, wait, why are we doing... It's kind of like...
It's more of an epiphany than anything
Can you
else.
not do that?
It's kind of like
What?
how
Can you not
Star
break
Wars,
the cup?
they say the Imperials are the good guys, and really they're tyrants and dictators and stuff like that.
Plastic. It's gonna be a wild ride. It's gonna be Mr. Bones' wild ride, don't you think?
I mean,
And
Jack's thing is, like, Jack already is very aware of, like, the worst thing that happened to him in his life, and that was just, I drowned.
I died and now I'm a skelly.
And, like, you texted me, and I'm just like, you kind of know the gist of it, so I'm gonna be short and sweet. Basically, like, it's just gonna be flashes of Leto just getting carved open on an operating table and fucking...
it's not only going to be flashes for the memory cave.
Oh, it's gonna be experiences.
Yeah, it's like putting your brain up to like a brainalyzer and like showing them on a TV screen. That's what the Cave of Memories is like.
So the Cave of Memories, what I have planned so far is that your characters are all going to be like frozen still, and you're going to be able to feel each and every emotion and wound that is inflicted upon your
Oh,
character.
goody.
I mean, I might pull some DM shit and like do my own because Haley doesn't know a bunch about my character because my character's the way it is.
Your character's weird.
My character has gone through like 65 years of just bullshit.
I was about to say, your character is a fucking ancient orc.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like if there's anyone that would be completely numb to the concept of the memory cave, even if there's like it's unlocking your worst memories, it's gonna be your character.
It's going to be
character's just
Valcor.
Your character's just gonna be blankly looking on. It's just like,
Yeah, I remember doing that. So what? I remember drowning a ship by volleyballing a safe into the bow of the ship.
that
So
was
what?
just, that was like last Thursday.
Yeah, that was just a good time that I had with like a hunter. Fondly enough, that's why I don't like rangers because the ranger like hurt himself trying to spike the safe with me. He crushed his feet.
Haley, I have a question.
Yeah?
Am I ever going to fight that demon?
Which one?
Well, just like a demon that Leon's just like, haha, hide and seek.
Yeah, most likely, not yet, though.
Oh,
because-
obviously not yet.
Yeah, we want to get through kind of a brief introduction, and then...
Then he sticks me into hide and seek. It's just like, oh. Yay.
Yeah, with that kind of stuff, I want, you guys still haven't finished looting Jack's ship.
Yeah, we still need... Well, no, I'm not expecting, like... I'm not expecting to just fight a demon next fucking... Or hide from a demon and then fail next fucking session.
Well, when you guys head back, like, find your way back to the phase circles, and you face off against, Kaboho or Kitsune.
Depends on how much you want to piss her off.
Depends on how much you want to piss her off, but
I'll piss her off.
I have a very, very strong
Kitsune.
feeling that several of the characters, and
You, me, we fight now! Just like smacking my chest.
you can't look me in the eyes and tell me Jack won't figure out some sort of racial slur and shout it at her.
Thing is about Jack is that she mostly does slashing types of damage, and she'll try to like her main attack is just gutting people. That's the thing. It's hard to gut something that doesn't have guts.
It's hard to gut me.
She's like, I'll gnaw on you to death. There you go.
Kitsune fighting me. Why are you immune to most of my damage? It's like, I'm a bear, bitch.
I'm a bear.
I'm a bear, the natural enemy of cat.
Oh my god. No. If we ever find ourselves actually trying to hunt down Kimoho, I need to get some fucking dogs.
You have the one blink dog, Zach's dog, which you almost fucking killed.
Oh yeah. So for by the way, thank you for telling me about that. So, because we're still on podcast, for those of you who would like some context as to why my character almost killed a dog.
Also, context, this is like, oh, hey, this is the group, and this is all the...
Oh yeah, we'll be going into the group and like the individual characters, but here's the reason of why my character almost killed a dog. So we were in like an enclosed space that's like made of stone, and in a vent there was one of those like black slimes that were coming through. So I was like, you know what? I've never used this before. Let's use 6th level Asner's Ray, which is like the fucking Scorch L1 from Titanfall, but it doesn't have to touch the ground. So I'm just looking at it. Gonna light you up! And everyone in the room, because I didn't realize, oh wait, if I do this, I'm gonna be Dutch ovening everyone in here. Or just like pressure cooking everyone in here. So everyone needed to make, what was it, a con save?
Yeah, con.
Everyone needed to make a con save.
I mean, it's definitely, it would be a deck save if it was range.
Oh, it was it was a deck save. But anyway, the dog didn't make the deck save, and I killed the dog, and then your character revived the dog.
Woo, cleric!
God.
Also, something that's really funny. Welcome to a healerless group.
No, we have Jack.
Really?
He's healing words.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, now that I actually put in his stats, which...
That's like one healing compared to like the amount of damage.
That's why they need to stock up on potions. That's why Dustin was all pissed, because it's like, I literally said if there was anything we could buy from the Overseer, like potions wise and shit.
Technically, the Overseer wouldn't have potions. He would just tell you, "Hey, go to the
he sells stuff apart from just booze.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
No, that's what I mean. Like, but you would eventually like buy out his stock.
Eventually, and then you'd have to be like, "Shit, I gotta get more now."
Shit, they stole all my shit.
Oh god, no! Sebi would try to like fucking steal the Overseer's shit because he's not happy with the price.
Lol.
Haley, imagine that. Just like Sebi rolls a high enough like sleight of hand, tries to go behind
Is
the counter.
Sebi a rogue?
Yeah, he's a rogue bard.
I swear to God, if any more people triple multi-class at level 15, I'm sitting here being a barbarian only, and I can take out most of them. And they have to like a triple multi-class to even get close to what I can do.
Okay, so Duke is a Wood Elf Bard, 4 levels in Bard, 10 in Druid, and 1 in Rogue.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's why his shit is so dumb.
But yeah, no. Say he tries to steal potions from the Overseer. Like he just goes behind the Overseer's bar. He needs to make a con save.
He needs to make a wisdom save to not get frightened.
Yeah, he needs to make a con save to make sure that the Overseer's security system doesn't fucking get him, and then he needs to make a wisdom save
to not
lose his mind at all of like the non-universe based shit that's in his behind his bar counter, like the fucking PK from Apex Legends.
That's not a thing.
That is a thing.
It's not a
He gave Dustin a bolter.
And the bolter.
Yeah.
Giant crossbows are a thing.
No, that's not a... Oh my god, that's not what a bolter is.
Yes, I know what a bolter is, but I'm saying that's more D&D related than a fucking shotgun.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
There are shotguns in D&D.
Yeah, there's a blunderbuss.
No, Dustin has that level 4 fighter he got from the Deck of Many Things. It has like a laser cannon or something like that.
Oh fuck, he has a Spartan laser?
Let me find it and I'll tell you.
I'm literally just waiting for everyone to be
Hey.
like, hey, pull from the hand of many things. And I'm gonna be like, I'm going to pull void, and I pull void, and it's like,
No!
well, see ya.
No, not Vox Machina!
Yeah, I will.
He has an antimatter rifle.
Oh, it's like one of the weapons the Necrons use.
Wait, now I have to think. Now I actually have to go into like the lore of my character. Would void even like try and would void even work?
Actually,
void wouldn't work because I'm full of like anti-magic.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no place like home.
yeah, anti-magic is a thing that I may or may not have because of pairing with a tiefling named Raykar that instead of learning like hellfire magic, he learned anti-magic. So he uses anti-magic
shit.
to create hellfire.
Haley, you know it'd be really fun to do? Have us do that nice little archaeological dig and find the fucking Colossus.
You and that Colossus. It's you, the Colossus, and Lamplight.
What do you mean?
I'm still trying to figure out how to do Lamplight.
Actually, Lamplight could be easy. Lamplight could literally just be like, okay, here's how Lamplight could work. Because the book is there. The book is in Jack's ship from Delacroix. Delacroix, who founded Lamplight, made that book. Which begs the question, if this book is here, where the fuck's Lamplight? For all we know, that anglerfish just phased into the planet's surface. So much so that only the top of that anglerfish, which holds the city, is all that's above the ground.
I mean, you guys could find a stray fey portal or something.
Yeah.
The main reason why I'm being confused in how to introduce it is because you guys, it would have to be like a separate town that you go into, but I already have like 7 different towns ready for you guys.
I mean, this one could literally just be called Lamplight, because like it's for the D&D. Like say you're just a random fuck in the D&D universe. You're like a paper boy, right? And you come across this new city. It's like, holy shit! I just discovered a whole new civilization. Because that's not hard, because most of the D&D world is still undiscovered. Because we don't have shit like satellites and all that fun stuff. So, it could literally just be like, oh, Lamplight's been here for a minute, and this guy literally just found it, and now everyone's like clamoring to see what this new city is about.
Yeah.
And some of the people that go in, they go insane because, again, it's a whole nother universe, or at least a whole nother city from another universe.
And they watch people try leaving and turn to dust.
It would only... The people who would try to leave and turn to dust would only be Lamplight's inhabitants. Because they are the ones that are, like, tethered to Lamplight. You go in, you're fine. You leave, you're fine. But if you live there, have fun.
Haha, no tiefling relationship. Haha, no tiefling relationship.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm still... I
Oh.
don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah. And guess what? We go to the bar at Lamplight, and guess who's there? Not the Overseer, Osmanaglu, because he's an actual barkeep over there.
Yeah. Booga booga. Yeah.
But that's just some of the fun stuff that, you know, that's planned for the future, I guess. Now, here's a question.
Plan for the future, and then my character's just like, future? I don't have one of those. Dies.
Now, this begs the question, what problems do you see with the campaign? Like...
With the campaign, with the group, just anything.
Well, let's see. With the campaign, it is a bit difficult to coordinate. Like, I need
Well, you could. Okay. Once homebrew, like once that word is entered into the equation, he will shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
All the.
Well, we also have the problematic characters.
Oh yes.
Duke and the Rogue.
You know,
Well, I'm just happy I got saved because of that bullshit.
You would have been. Everybody would have been safe. You know, the one time I'm not there, everybody almost gets fucked.
Mostly just me.
Most people on death saving throws about 3 times, and
I
they
rolled
found
the
death
man. I
many
rolled the
things,
hand.
and Leto drew a card where he had to fight the Avatar of Death to the death. And then Duke decided to gaslight the Avatar of Death and say, yeah, you can't do this anymore, you have to leave.
And it worked, thankfully.
The Avatar that shouldn't have worked against the Avatar's death.
You know what? I'm not gonna complain.
That's the problem. The Avatar of Death, when you have to fight it to the death, yeah, no, there is no gaslighting it. Like, you can say you're going to, but that's why I'm not a rule Nazi about it, and I don't care because I homebrew my own shit. But in that situation where like Duke says, "Oh hey, I'm gonna gaslight something," that's your position as a DM to be like, "You don't know what that is. You don't know how to do that.
What are you trying to gaslight?
What do you like? How does that work?" And then he has to figure out a new way of explaining how I'm going to persuade something to leave, because
well, for that situation, I do have.
He could have literally just lied and said Leto was the one that pulled the card.
Yeah, he could have said that, and he could have just said, "Hey, this person pulled the card instead."
He's not gone for good.
Well, that's the problem. When you summon the Avatar of Death to fight to the death, he won't stop trying to find you until one of you die.
Mm-hmm.
Either you kill him or it kills you.
Yeah. The Avatar of Death will be returning. It's just it is more in a confused state.
But now the problem is, since Duke decided to persuade it to leave, it won't just come back and fight Leto. It will come back and also fight Duke because he feels Duke is a threat. Not my problem.
It is.
It's my problem that I can save you from because I'm strong enough to beat a death.
You know
A
what?
death
Fine.
avatar.
You want to help? Help.
Yeah, I will. I was going to help.
Watch, she's gonna pick just the right campaign where you're not there and be like, oh, guess what? What? Death time.
The problem is I would end up saving Thulugoni because as soon as I see Thulugoni incapacitated, it's all right. I'm rolling athletics to jump out of the bottom of the ship and bring him somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyrus had to use Spare the Dying on him a couple times.
I saw. Trust me, I was on D&D Beyond when you guys were doing the session. I'm like, everyone's getting their ass kicked, especially Thulugoni.
Mm-hmm. Well, because every time he rolled whether it was a wisdom or a con or a dex save, he somehow miraculously got all 4s. And it didn't matter what his modifier was.
Doesn't he get advantage on a certain save? I thought I remember reading that he gets advantage on like Constitution saves. But he's probably not reading his character.
Haley, I was more than willing to... Honestly, I still am. I am more than willing to sacrifice the 3 level ups I got from pulling that deck just to not, like, deal with that shit.
So, he has +2 on saves. The only thing he has advantage on is being charmed, frightened, and the frightful presence and breath weapons of dragons.
Oh,
He doesn't have any advantage, though.
Yeah, I just have some bullshit. My character is just BS.
So what other... Because you said there were some problems with some of the characters in the campaign. What... You've already touched on the rulebook lawyer. But that's not really a problem. That's more just like, it's just something that happens.
The main problem is with the little
the time the thing that said, "Oh, at the time I got reincarnated as a slime." I found out a way to deal with that, by the way. I found out a way to deal with her, by the way. So, I was telling Gorg about it, and then I was gonna tell you if we ended up chatting. Just put her in the blender dimension. The reason being is because she can't be her solidified form, and if she stays as her jello form, it's just infinite because she'll get caught in the cogwheels of the blades. So it's an infinite hell whether she's solidified or not. And she can't get out of it because it's a planar dimension. She doesn't know planar travel.
Yeah. And, I mean, there were a couple things that I had...
This is why people hate me! This is why people hate me!
I had a couple things that were sent to me by my father.
Yeah.
And
True
he
Resurrect.
sent me True Resurrection, which I could use to my advantage. I kill her character one shot and give her the option of True Resurrection. And then, well, she can't have her hybrid. It's whatever race
Yeah,
she rolls.
it's whatever, it's a percentile, and then it's whatever race you roll, and then a percentile based on how many races there are of that, like how many variations of that race.
Here's the main question: what is the problem with this character?
The problem with the character is more so entering the territory of a Mary Sue, being that this character can supposedly take chunks off their body and use it as, like, acid or poison, which they have said before how it was up to everyone in the group, whether it was acid or poison.
So it's like my Iron Man shoots a missile at you. Well, my John Cena has an Iron Man proof shield.
Yeah. And it seems that
Falco
every
punch
time
Captain
I
America
bring
shield.
Hmm?
None from it's like the thing in Free Guy. It's like, big bad punch Captain America shield.
Yeah. But it's like every time I bring up something like, oh, this character charmed you, or this...
Oh, I'm not charmed.
...throws fire at you. Oh, I'm immune, or I'm resistant, or...
Resistant means you'd still take half the damage. You're not immune. There is no such fucking immunity when it comes to fire. It does not matter if you are like perfectly half draconic, because like apparently her character is just a eugenics masterpiece. Like she is like half of the traits that she got from one and half of the traits she got from the other were just perfect. The perfect traits from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how like genetics work.
Not to mention, wouldn't you be a walking medical problem as the slime you're made of is
Burning?
In your cat and dragon?
So she's dragon. She's like half draconic.
She has an apparent dragon mark. That's what makes her half draconic. She has an apparent dragon mark, which that's the reason why she's half draconic.
So she's half draconic and half slime.
Yeah.
Wouldn't those two basically just fight each other?
No, not in a sense, but the slime would make it so if she tried to use her apparent dragon mark, it needs a solid platform to be able to work. Which means she would have to solidify her face or wherever the apparent dragon mark is. She'd have to solidify that part and keep it solidified while using the apparent dragon mark.
I feel...
Apparently she's always in slime form and is never...
If she's always in slime form, then she can't use anything dragon related. She needs to be a solid mass.
Here's my main problem with a character like this.
That's why, like, literally, if I was DMing this campaign, and no like shit towards you two, but so many people would have already left. A lot of people would have left. Duke wouldn't have made his character. Zach probably would have left. Dinjin would have been fine. Annalise would have left. Kinch would have been fine. You would have been fine. Jack would have been fine. So I'm like, the problem people probably would have left if I was like, I wanted to do DM shit.
See, the main issue I have when it comes to her character is not the fact that it doesn't make sense genetically that her character should exist, but it's the main problem of if you're going to do an action that uses your traits as a favor towards said action, like, oh, say I want to fire an arrow, but before I want to do that arrow, I want to, like, take a piece of myself or lick the arrow to, like, give it some form of, like, a buff.
Okay, then you take damage.
And, like, numerically speaking, what damage, like, say you want to do that. Say you want to change the damage of the arrow from piercing to, like, I guess it would be acidic damage or something, like, whatever the
Poison.
fuck. Poison damage, right? Well, okay, cool. So it takes the same amount of damage it would have taken in piercing, but instead it takes it in poison. Okay, awesome. So what are you exactly doing to do that? And what are you rolling to do? Because just saying that you're going to do it, because
it doesn't mean it automatically hits.
it's the same thing. It's the same thing when my character. I keep saying this, but it's a good enough example. It's the same thing when my character, like, laces one of his rounds with amnestic. First of all, my amnestic is still finite, so if I keep doing it, eventually I'm gonna run out. And two, I have to do that as, like, I have to actually roll to do that.
One, it should be a bonus action for her to, like, lick the arrow and add poison to it.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. But that's why I don't intervene with, like, your guys' shit, because I just don't care. Because if you guys are gonna deal with her homebrew character the way you guys want to deal with it, then that's fine. But if I needed to step in, or
I already told Haley, it's like, there are two ways we can deal with this. Either we can try to
figure it out on your own, or call on me.
Or no, I basically, because apparently this is it's becoming problematic enough to where the thought of basically kicking her out of the campaign is brewing.
What's her constitution? Let me see.
No idea, because she keeps saying that D&D Beyond is stupid and won't join the campaign thing I have set.
Well, that doesn't matter, because depending on what her constitution is, you could drown her.
Could drown
Well, that's the thing.
No, you can drown her, because it doesn't matter what you are or what abilities you have. Your constitution is linked to how long you could sit there for air.
Well, I was saying that she's not joining my thing, so I can't just actively open the D&D Beyond campaign and check to see. But
basically, there were two options that was talked about when it came to dealing with her character. It was either we go to her and respectfully ask her to leave the campaign, or we go to you.
I mean, if you want to go to me, if it comes down to going to me, I mean, I'll just DM the session. Like, give me what I need to, like, DM a certain encounter. And
like a certain encounter by itself.
I think people would get upset if I'm DMing. Actually, there was something that I was thinking of on Tuesdays, because you guys are there pretty much all week. On Tuesday, on D&D Beyond, I've been working on something, and I've been working on a campaign where I'm making, like, 8 or 9 different pre-made characters with pre-made backstories.
Oh, God.
And you have to, at random, pick these characters, meaning you're going to roll a d8,
so it's like in Lego
get
Star Wars where you press triangle and your soul goes from, like, Leia to Han.
No, it's literally like picking random on a fighting game.
Oh shit, that's actually pretty cool.
It's literally picking random on a fighting game. So I have the 8 characters laid out for, like, you, Dustin, Haley, Annalise, Zach, and whoever wanted to join. And it's like, oh, okay, I have them laid out with all the character sheets. Roll a d8. And then you pick up that sheet, and if you don't like it, well, too bad. Then you have to wait until the next one shot or don't play.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really shitty way of doing it, but that's a way where I know everybody is balanced.
Yeah. I mean, also with things
Because
like that.
I love overpowering. Like, it would be really funny if you, Haley, and Dustin picked the 3 most overpowered that I made. That'd be pretty fucking funny, because I would put you guys in an arena at the end of it.
Oh, good Lord.
It's like, yes, the 3 powerhouses versus the 5 idiots. Let's see who wins.
Well, the thing is, like, there's no... Even though it's homebrew, nothing is too overpowered. Even when I gave Dustin his gun, it's like... His gun doing well stems from how well Dustin uses that gun.
Yeah, I think the group will get upset at my character because my character has a few things that fuck everybody's character. If you're within 5 feet of me, you can't disengage, and you get disadvantage if you try to disengage, and if you try to move on your action, I get an opportunity attack, so I get advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
nobody likes me.
Because of
I mean, the easiest way to like really show people, because I didn't want my orc to meet you guys at Jack's ship. I wanted something to happen before Jack's ship that I was gonna tell Haley, and then I decided not to.
I mean, he told the Aarakocra, like, hey, the overseer told the Aarakocra, like, hey, get this guy over here.
Well, yeah, that what
was
happened.
That was originally going to be a thing, but the Aarakocra is just like, okay, I got you. Drop him off at the ship. Gotcha. What? I didn't say drop him off the fucking ship.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like, Valen came back, and he's like, oh, well, he's waiting at the ship. He's like, he wasn't supposed to wait at the ship. He's supposed to come here. But, that was something where it's like, I wanted to see if they could prove themselves to actually go onto Jack's ship. Because the big three and the big four, no doubt, can handle Jack's ship perfectly fine.
The big three and the big... Like, we did have help from the big three, but I feel like when it came to, like, doing
but
shit...
that's what I'm saying. Like, if the big three got told, oh, hey, go take out Jack's ship, and when you're done with the majority of it, I'll send the rest. While that's happening, go find, like, the group of you go find Valcor, because you're gonna need his help later on in the adventure. And, like, in your adventure. And the whole thing was be like, Valcor's sitting at a desk in this house.
Like, he's like wearing a fucking suit. Like
no, he's like Valcor is like decently polite, but he would be sitting at like this old abandoned house, sitting at like a table, and the group would just end up walking in, and it's like, oh, you want to take on Jack's ship as the overseers told me? Well, you have to get past me first, and it's like an immediate initiative. Me versus the rest of the group.
That would have been fun. But anyway, Haley.
Yep.
So we've talked about like future ideas of what could happen in the campaign. We've also talked about some of the problems and I guess solutions we have when it comes to aspects of the campaign. How do you feel like as the campaign as a whole is going?
I feel like it's going a lot better than I thought it would. There are certainly moments where I feel like it's all going to go downhill. But,
eventually, it somehow, some way comes back to being good.
Yeah, mostly because the occasional character interactions between the group, it helps me get ideas, especially with the backstories that I had most of them create. Like, everyone has a backstory, but some are more detailed than the others.
I mean, Leto's backstory is pretty simple. Like, at the end of the day, it's not as, I wouldn't say it's convoluted, it's more just like, oh, this is what's happened.
Yeah, Leo I can gauge more because he's kind of a creation of both you and I.
Yeah.
People like Ethan's character. I'm definitely going to mess with all of you with some of the things that I have planned.
Yeah.
Like, sure you guys fought Wraith Revenants last session, but, there are certain ghouls and demons that I could possibly turn into, things for Ethan's character, especially with the whole you don't recognize the bodies in the water situation.
Yeah.
That really messed with Ethan's character, and it also put this realization in the characters' minds of, oh shit, this is what's actually going on in our world.
It's like, yeah, there is some shit in this world, like, where, like, if they don't get the proper forewarning and they're not ready for what's to come, they're just gonna be another fucking, like...
They're gonna be another victim.
And it's... And it, like...
Sorry.
Shit, you first, sorry.
It's stuff like that that helps even though I have the backstories and the details that I need about your characters, I don't fully know their personalities.
I know what you mean. Definitely when it comes to like what I was gonna try to say is like a lot of this shit. They might be creatures, they might be monsters in like a D&D universe, and they'll go like, oh well, we've encountered monsters before, we've fought monsters before. You haven't fought monsters like this.
You haven't fought monsters to the caliber.
And there are some things that you will come across that are no physical monster, like the lake.
And like I established when we first started, like, introducing monsters, is that their transfer from the D&D, or from the SCP world to the D&D world has changed some of their structure, more so than the
Well,
anomalous...
that's just so you could feasibly put them down on a sheet. It's more for that than for plot reasons. If you had your way and just wanted to go carbon copy of what these SCPs were, then you would.
Nobody in the D&D universe would be able to kill an SCP if you went based off.
If you went based off the actual wiki, no one would be able to deal with any of these SCPs.
There's that too.
It'd take like multiple level 20s. It'd take the big 3 to fight every SCP at max strength.
Yeah.
But like with some of them I just added different
I like this
things
chair.
for fun. Like
I got it from Walmart.
939.
It's like
I
2 years
gave
old.
them, like, I know they're supposed to repopulate by like being born with the condition, but I have them as they transfer to this world more of a like canthrope kind of thing where they can infect people instead of just being born like that.
I mean, whether they infect people or just bang, it's still it is one of those things that's like, well, they're just a part of the D&D world now because because fucking Zach's character can only banish one of them at a time, and it's like it's getting to a point where they're so embedded in this D&D universe now that there is no feasible way to get rid of them.
Haha, I could banish all the slimes at once because high level cleric. But that doesn't matter.
But it's
I wouldn't
like
do that for obvious like lore, for obviously plot reasons. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't just have Valen go, I banish this many amount of SCPs because I can.
But at the end of the day, that's why our team, like, you know, the players, that's why they're so needed for this story. That's why they're so needed for this D&D universe, because this D&D universe are encountering monsters that only this team can deal with.
Plus, they're the only ones that are able to like grow to the power of like being able to destroy these or capture them. That's the whole point of D&D.
Yeah.
First session, it was said that before we picked up the new players, the ones that they started out with in the tavern were selected for a certain reason.
Selected by who? Selected by who?
I was selected by the overseer.
That's still the one question no one's tried at all to have answered. Who the fuck selected them? Because it wasn't Leon.
No, it wasn't Leon. It wasn't Leto. It wasn't... Like, at first it wasn't the overseer, but he's probably selected them now. It's like, you seem strong enough. Go help.
But this does beg the question, who the fuck picked each and every single one of these players, stuck them together in a group, and put them in the situation where they have to keep going?
Well, I'm not trying to metagame for you guys here, but it...
I mean, you're technically not metagaming.
We're talking about it. We're not playing the game right now.
Yeah, no. Technically, you're not metagaming. It's more of just like, hey, what's the lore behind this?
Because for all we know, it could have just been like the overseer who did it, and he just like at one night he woke up in a cold sweat, like there's some shit that's here that's not supposed to be here. What the fuck?
I need people.
Yeah, well, I was having it because the very first interaction with Lorana, she said her contract hired you.
But then again, she could have just straight up lied.
She could have, but last I remember, you guys did roll perception to see if she was lying.
Yeah, and she's
And you found out she wasn't.
so who's her contractor? Who would we consider her contractor to be? Because her contractor could mean one of two people. It could mean Leon, and it could mean the Overseer.
Well, the Overseer doesn't typically have contracts with her. It's more of a I say you go kind of situation.
That's still around the baseline idea of what a contractor is.
Yeah,
but he doesn't care. He just wants to make sure his power isn't rivaled. There isn't anything... None of the SCPs could feasibly, like, make the Overseer not who he is. Because he's not even technically there. He's technically an afterimage or a vessel that's what you're looking at. Also, I thought that was really funny. So we talked about the Overseer a little bit, that he uses a vessel or like an astral projection
Dark side.
to be in the mortal plane, because his actual body shouldn't be in the mortal plane. The mortal plane would collapse. So if, say, Zombie or Annalise or someone like that tried to make a pact with the Overseer, they would be making a pact with this random vessel that he's using, not the actual Overseer.
They would either be making a pact with the vessel, or they'd be making a pact with the Overseer. Because again,
with the Overseer's
power. Because again, this also begs the question of,
which means if the Overseer just said, you know what, I don't want to give you power anymore because you're a slave, in a sense of that, everybody that makes a pact with, like, the Overseer or the image that they see as the Overseer, they would be at mercy of his power. Meaning, if he said randomly, you know what, I don't like you anymore, I'm not going to give you my power.
Power word kill.
No, if he just physically said, I don't feel like you deserve my power because you're using it not in the way I wanted you to, he could just get rid of it, and there you go, your whole pact is gone.
Just contract terminated.
Yeah, pretty much. That's just how that works.
But Haley, here is a question idea, because there is no set, like, idea of what the ending could ever be, but we would still spitball ideas. Say somehow, some way, Leon got his way. Like, even if it was his last dying breath, he still got his way. And the Scarlet King is now in the D&D universe. And he's fighting the Overseer, and there's just this giant, grandiose battle between one side, which is next to the Overseer, which is trying to save both worlds, or at least save the D&D world, and one side being the Scarlet King side, which is literally just like fucking take over, conquer.
This world is mine.
I mean, the ending could go many different ways depending on.
I want the ending.
The ending could go a lot of different
I want
ways.
the ending to be Leto being an all-powerful
No.
deity and just saying, you know what, Scarlet King, you're mine.
Just suck. Premium suck.
I'm
that
more
would be-
powerful than you.
It's not even a case of
He
Leto.
becomes the
It's not even a
Scarlet King.
case of Leto being more powerful than him. For him, it would be a gamble, because it's like, for all he knows, the Scarlet King could just be like, "Cool, break this vessel," which is why you would need to plan ahead if there would be ever a plan at all.
I mean, I think of it the same way as, like,
But Haley,
a demon abort.
how would that sound? Like, literally just this like, say, because for all we know, the ending could literally be, we managed to stop Leon before he actually gets his job done, and yay, happy ending.
That could be an ending.
You know? Or we get this bigger, grandiose fight that calls upon each character's individual strength to actually win.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to end up saying this, and I don't want to give Haley ideas. It doesn't matter if it's an idea or not.
It's just like, I don't want to give her ideas. Hits mute on mic.
He went very quiet for a second.
Yeah, because he muted it, because he's
Yeah,
like,
no,
don't give her any more ideas.
It's like, oh, I really don't want to give Haley any ideas. I just tapped the mic.
No, so I don't know how, like, I have no clue how the Scarlet King works. I only know how the Overseer
The
works.
Scarlet King is
But-
basically just Satan. It's
No,
Uber Satan.
Well, no, that's what I
He's
mean.
not fear.
Well, what I mean is, like, since the Scarlet King is so powerful, would there ever be a time where our group would fight, like, an essence of him? Like,
An
something...
aspect of the
Yeah.
Scarlet King.
Would
Well,
there
I
ever be a
mean,
time?
There are literal physical children of the Scarlet King that
No,
are
but
like
I mean, like,
kaijus.
I mean, like, him
Yeah.
creating...
Yeah.
Huh?
Leon is essentially
He's an avatar of the Scarlet King to a degree. He's not the... What?
No, that's what I mean.
himself, but he
No, that's what I mean. Like, the Scarlet King saying, I'm going to make an afterimage or an astral projection of myself to stop them long enough for Leon to get away. And then that's the whole reason why we can't stop Leon and we get to this big fight with the Scarlet King. That's what I mean. Like, he creates something at like 50% or 25% of what he is.
25% of infinite still infinite,
Shut
asshole.
I get it. We had the joke earlier.
I'm sorry, but it's still a good joke.
Yes, I know it's a good
Well,
joke, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
So like
making
he
it-
basically does a dark side where he like creates an avatar
Yeah.
projection of himself that's not to his full power.
but it's still there to where it's going to give us a fight long enough for Leon to go, all right, I have this amount of time. I need to finish this shit now. And based on how
What?
fast we kill it.
Well, Haley?
when it comes to stuff like that, I'd most likely have to go in and like study things of higher challenge ratings like Tiamat and a Tarask to get like a base idea, then go into other deities.
I mean, do we have like, do you have a base idea on like how strong the Scarlet King is?
Well, if we're using a literal fragment of the Scarlet King,
No, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
what is the Scarlet King at his
the Scarlet
peak
King
right
is
now?
the Scarlet King is the Overseer. Like they are basically one-on-one copies of each other.
Okay.
So to fight the Scarlet King at his full power is to fight the Overseer at his full power.
So going into like his dimension.
Yes, basically. And as was previously
Oh,
meant,
and I can fucking like if you then I could fucking do
Hey.
stats for the Scarlet King, and I know
Oh my-
exactly what it would be too.
because it's just the
Because
Overseer.
it's literally my creation.
Well, Scarlet King isn't, but the Overseer
No,
stats
yeah,
is.
that's what I mean.
But
like the Overseer is my creation. The
They could-
Scarlet King is almost a carbon copy of the Overseer.
they would be at a stalemate with one another unless there is an outside force or a cheap shot that would put one over against the
I
other.
mean, the Overseer has a lot of those.
And
but-
so does the Scarlet King.
Eh,
Almost every single one of the Scarlet King's actual physical children, like, are kaijus. And granted, huh?
Basically, yeah.
the Overseer has Howie.
Shut
You
up.
remember Howie? You remember that motherfucker that has a literal necromancy plane to himself
Oh my god.
that
Anyway,
creates kaijus?
God.
Exactly.
But also, it's like, oh, you guys, you have,
I still can't believe my DM of 15 years said you can use Howie.
you
And
have, it's like,
Ryan fucking said I could use his character.
it's
I'm
like, but the Overseer just looks at the Scarlet King and is like, oh, you have monsters you're bringing into the field? Don't worry, this group helped me get some monsters of my own, as you just see the fucking, you see a portal open and the Colossus starts coming out.
that'd be funny.
Ah, yes.
But the question is, who would bring the Colossus in?
The question, well, no, here's the thing. The Overseer could legitimately transport the Colossus as long as they tell him, it's like, hey, as long as the group tells him, like, hey, we found this and we want to give this to you for a favor. Like, for a favor for each party member.
Well, not that. I mean, like, was it the Scarlet King? Was it Leon? Was it Florent?
How did the Colossus get here?
Yeah.
Well, the Colossus got here the same way all the other SCPs did. If it wasn't through Lorana, because she didn't fucking know it was there, it was through Leon. Because Leon's just teleporting SCPs at random to just get good at teleporting shit to and from another universe. To where he can physically... He's trying to get proficient enough to where he can physically bring the the actual Earth of the SCP world to the D&D world and merge them.
Planar travel.
Leto could have done that on accident without realizing.
I mean, Leto brought 999 with him because he was fucking holding him. Oh, that would have been scary. Imagine during the temporal anomaly he just fused with 999. Just indirectly became Annalise's character.
That's why when you said 999, my immediate thought was, why are you holding a slime?
It's a serotonin
I
slime.
know. It's like Leto was playing Slime Rancher.
Shut up.
Leto was playing Slime Rancher before he got teleported.
The thing is, Leto has no one has any physical idea. Not even Leto, not even Leon. No one knows why or how the fuck Leon or Leto got to where he is now.
Planar travel.
Because apparently it was just some temporal anomaly. Maybe Leon fucked up something, like fucked up one of his transitions.
Yeah, tried to like teleport something and instead made a portal near Leto.
But yeah, like that's why.
He tried teleporting 999, and Leto was holding him at that time.
And that fucked with the spell just enough for the temporal anomaly to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And sucked them both through.
And that's why maybe that's why Leon is surprised to see Leto here. It's like, you're not supposed to be here, but I'll take it.
It's like, I'll fuck you up.
But that's I feel like that's Leon's main goal. It's like, you want to get the Scarlet King here. What's the best way? Well, he, much like the Overseer, feeds off almost every form of negativity based on organic life. That would mean, like, if you manage to double up on that negativity of not just one but two worlds, that would be physically enough for the Scarlet King to be like, okay, I'm powerful enough to fucking go here without a vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Which Zach actually brought up a spell to me.
Oh, was this when he was whispering to you and he said like, oh, we just come back to the D&D world with like P90s and shit?
Yeah, no, I don't remember what it was, but it was like what the name of the spell was. But essentially, he has a spell that could transport you to the world of SCP.
Back home, basically.
Yeah, back home for Leto. And then he could transport you guys back when you get what you need.
So literally, we just get a bunch of P90s.
Like planar walk.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
It's something like planar walk. I don't.
Here's the thing.
remember the actual
Everyone
spell.
except me would have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Not only that, but the Foundation would see them as anomalies and try to contain them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. Then Leto would just have to persuade Leto would literally have to talk to the Foundation members and be like, hey, like, these guys are quite literally our last hope in fucking making sure shit doesn't go sideways with the Scarlet King. And the fact that Leto, oh, that'd be fucking awesome. Literally, Leto's able to say say he's back home, he's able to speak what he's able to say without like the shit happening to him.
And, where are these? Okay. That's the thing with Leto is that when he blinks out of existence, I haven't decided if he temporarily goes into like this pocket dimension or
Just hits necrosis.
He could go, but he could literally, because it's for a 3-second span, he could literally just blink into the space between dimensions.
He could.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could go into limbo.
Because for him, it's literally, for him and everyone else, it's literally, for everyone else, it's like 3 seconds. For him, it's like he literally just blinked without blinking his eyes.
Yeah. I have a feeling that Leto sleeps with his eyes open because of that.
I don't want to fuck up anything.
Just like sleeping, just. Hello. Leto, are you awake?
Yeah. But no, let's just say after the whole memory cave incident, let's just say Leto's tab is gonna rise a little bit.
After the memory cave incident, Valcor might go crazy.
Oh yay.
Cause DM bullshit for own character. But
No, because he's basically
I
relearning
don't
that,
know,
like, not only is he, like, one of the main reasons his parents got kidnapped and or murdered. Like, he's not only relearning that, he's not only the main reason that one of his parents got kidnapped, both his parents got kidnapped and or murdered, he's also remembering all the torture he's been through, and he's also now remembering whatever the fuck he injected me with must not be good. So now he has that looming over his head, like, what did this asshole do to me?
Yeah. Also, I didn't give Haley a bunch of, like, really traumatic shit because Valcor must have, like, suppressed it. And also, we're just gonna casually not talk about the anti-magic tiefling that is a high-ranking demon now that was training him.
You know what'd be fucking awesome?
Anti-magic tiefling that's training him
Haley.
in anti-magic.
You know what'd be fucking awesome? The whole memory cave incident. What's Dustin holding again in his inventory?
Oh boy.
Walter?
He's holding Corpse Renderer, and what if Corpse Renderer is literally seeing all of this, and he's just like, oh, holy shit!
Oh, I knew you were a good host.
I knew you were a good wielder. Holy shit!
Yeah, I feel like Corpse Renderer would definitely talk to Thulu Gaudi after seeing his shit. After seeing / hearing my shit, I feel like people will just, like, question how the fuck I'm still alive. Because the shit I went through. I literally fought an afterimage of a supreme deity and survived.
Poggers.
Yeah, no, literally what I said to Haley about, like, fighting an afterimage of the Scarlet King is what Valcor went through. I shot myself into a cannon onto a storm cloud, and we fought a afterimage of a supreme deity.
That's just straight. That's anime as fuck. Like,
this was homebrew as shit. Like, we had a tiefling and an angel be able to touch each other and become celestial beings.
yeah.
Like, they were able to merge their powers together and become either a demigod or a supreme deity.
Jesus. But
Yeah.
that's how like some of the endings can go with, like, because yeah, Leon could be the big bad, but for all we know, Leon could just be like, "Oh, you thought I was the boss, bitch."
Leon's the big bad when really it's just Leto in disguise.
Oh God, fuck off.
That'd be funny. It's like, who's Leon? Oh, no one. It was just Leto the whole time living split lives.
Plot twist: Leto's a fucking schizophrenic.
That'd be funny.
What are you talking to? There's no one there. Don't you guys see him? That's the fucker that caused my trauma.
Oh my God. Anyway, but I mean that could be a much more, like, grandiose end to the session if there's going to ever be one,
If there's an
of literally just like
if
the
there's ever
Scarlet
an end
King
to-
versus the Overseer, and our group is trying to tilt the battle into the Overseer's favor.
No, we will fight the Scarlet King first.
God no!
Yes! I don't care!
I was thinking, what if things went wrong and Leto got taken over? Now they have to decide whether to save Leto or kill him.
Well, with what I'm planning on doing, that might be a little harder than you thought.
Alright, bet. I'm down for the challenge.
with
Level 20 barbarian orc.
No, with what I'm planning on doing, because it's gonna get to a point where everyone is aware of what's going on and what the actual plan is. There is such a thing as called preparation.
Batman with prep time.
Shut up.
That's what you said earlier.
It is
Don't tell me to shut up.
It is Batman with prep time, but
Yeah.
still,
It is
It's
Leto with prep time.
basically there is something that Leto will do
I mean,
that will
there's
make.
technically prep time that Valcor could do to, like, stop that from
There-
happening. But
There
I'm not
is
gonna do
something that Leto could do that
That's
would.
not fun.
There is something that Leto could and will probably do that could make containing the Scarlet King a lot easier than just, that. It's great. It's fun.
Yeah, no,
Good
I
times.
could do something as Valcor. I could just, like, line my body with tattoos, and then that'd be funny. Also, yeah, so that thing about tattoos, I didn't explain it to you, and I don't think we talked about it at the beginning of the podcast. But how big is everybody? Like, I know Thulugoni's about Valkor's size, so Thulugoni will be fine. But isn't everybody like medium to small height?
Yeah.
I'm medium.
Well, okay. Let me do it this way. Are you under a ton in weight?
Yes, I would
Most
assume
people?
so. Like most people.
Okay, that's what I'm asking because Valkor is like 3 tons and Thulugoni is like 1.5 tons.
Jesus.
So, being that, if you have too many tattoos on your body, the necrotic energy from the tattoos that buffs your body just takes you over. Ha, you can't gaslight something that doesn't have a face.
Shut up.
You can't gaslight something that you put on your body. Now you have to gaslight yourself.
Oh my
Duke
God.
trying to gaslight himself.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
Psychic damage.
Well, no, Duke wants to do Zombie wants to see if he can have Duke start a cult.
Zombie, I feel like will try to gaslight the orc, and the orc will just look at my orc will just look at him and go, "If you gaslight me and you make me upset, it's your funeral."
Here's the thing, I already told Zombie this, like face to face. I told Zombie this. I'm like, you can try to gaslight or persuade the overseer. Be my guest, but know this. I will make it as difficult as possible. And I told him how. I basically told him, I was like, 1, you have to roll Mythic. 2,
Technically for Zombie, rolling Mythic is above a 40.
Yeah, but 1, you have to roll Mythic. 2, you're rolling at a disadvantage. And 3, if you botch the roll, which means anything under 30, whatever you rolled, I get to roll against you for whatever I choose.
Yeah. See, I feel like someone will try... someone will piss off Valkor. Someone's going to. I can feel it. I can feel it because it's not the first time Valkor's gotten pissed off at a group.
Speaking of pissing people off, the Hand of Many Things, I got a little overzealous in what I could draw and get away with. So
I'm going to draw Void. I can see it now. I'm going to draw Void, and I'm going to hate it. And then Valen's going to be like, I'm going to go fucking get the idiot on his own.
Yeah.
And then Valen's going to try and get Valkor back. Get his soul back on his own and just look at the big 3 like, Drace, fuck off. I don't want your help. And just leave.
Wait a minute. Okay, so wait. Valkor... Did he sell his soul to the Overseer?
Valen did.
What about Valkor?
No.
Valkor is dude, it would have been so fucking easy.
Valkor, actually, the Overseer would probably take his soul for as much as Leto's.
Yeah.
After the shit like Valkor's gone through.
Yeah. But.
Which I haven't actually told you because it's just it's backstory that I want the Cave of Memories where I want to explain it to the group what Valkor sees.
As we're on the topic of pissing people off, like character wise, so I got overzealous a little bit when it came to drawing from the Hand of Many Things, and I was like, let's see if I'm still lucky. And on top of that, death thing I drew, I also drew another card.
Yeah, fuck you.
Because it was draw 2 cards and they were both horrible. And the second one was basically you make an enemy of anyone the DM chooses. So now I have to.
You make
an enemy of a powerful demon.
Yeah. So now I have to as like a little mini mission for my character, I have to try and help Drace become unaffected by this card, which is a possibility. It's just going to be piss difficult.
Can I just have Valen fight Drace and Valen be more of an enemy that Leto is? And then
No,
Leto will just be
no, literally because of the card, Drace hates me more than Valen.
Cool. I'm just gonna Wrath of Storms his ass.
Shut the fuck. No, you're not killing
Shocking
Drace.
Grasp. Shocking Grasp. Everybody. I just Chidori everybody. It's funny.
Honestly, Drace is more of my baby character than Lorana is. I value Drace more as a character than the rest of them.
Yeah, and that's why. And you know what's even better? After this shit happened, I was like, I made friends with Thyrus.
Yeah, who was seduced in a hateful way when you threatened his life.
Thyrus is an individual. Holy shit! But I've already come to terms, like, after the memory cave, because I'm gonna be holding a favor from the overseer. I'm putting a favor on hold.
Ooh, I'm doing something for the for the memory cave.
What?
I'm doing something that my DM brain is actually going.
Oh
Well,
God.
I might tell Haley, or I might surprise Haley with it because
But-
it's a little different. Because memory cave, everybody would know about where Valcor got his tattoos.
Oh fuck.
Mm-hmm. Everyone would know how they work and where he got them from, and like how you have to apply them.
But yeah.
And yeah, once
After-
you get a tattoo, your tattoo is now ingrained into your bloodstream.
Yeah, you don't get rid of those things.
Yeah.
You can't just run a.
You can't. I can't.
just fucking laser them off like in real life.
They run through your bloodstreams and fill you with necrotic energy. That's why that's half of the. That's
Denjin's-
half of the reason. That's
Ethan's
half
gonna
of the
get.
reason why my veins are
Denjin's
black.
gonna get a fucking hard on from this because he's
Sure.
like. But I already talked with Haley about what I could do. Basically, what I'm gonna be doing, because after we're done with the heist and we turn in the platinum, and he gives me my cut in gold, I'm just gonna be like, keep it. I don't want gold. I want a favor.
Yeah, no, I've already literally the overseer. Wait, would everybody find out what favor the overseer owes Valcor, or would that hide?
I'm
Now-
not sure
now-
because
now
that would run under the assumption, like, what favor did Valcor ask for the favor prior to the fact, and just tell him hold it for me.
This is a favor that the overseer has owed Valcor for a while.
So it would literally just be like, oh,
This would be something that may or may not show up in the memory cave. It depends on how it depends on the favor.
basically I'm just gonna say screw it. After the memory, like, I'm gonna hold a favor with the overseer, and judging from whether or not something happens in the memory cave to where I don't have to use the favor, I may or may not use the favor on basically going, hey, can you please, like, get this affliction off of Drace? Because, like, it's not like Drace is having a fun time, literally just, like, without his understanding of why this is happening, just straight up hating someone more than anything else.
Would
Yeah,
would the
like I
overseer be
explained
able to
it.
get rid of the affliction?
He would be.
Oh yeah, he's a deity.
Like I
Yeah.
explained it, Grace kind of got like.
I don't know why my
black-
brain just went like dead.
It's like, wait a minute.
I'm
The
like,
over-
would the overseer be able to do that? And I'm like, oh wait, no, he's a supreme deity. You'd be able to. He's one of the supreme deities.
Yeah, and Haley. The Overseer might be just a little bit displeased with Thyrus.
Well, I can imagine because he said, "Yeah, no, I'm not giving you this deck. The
Hand
deck
of many.
things."
Well, no,
I'm-
it's not because it's not because Thyrus wasn't giving him the deck of many things. It was because instead of just keeping the deck of many things to himself or giving the Overseer
I'm
the deck of
pulling
many
from the-
things, he fucking let people pull from it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
because he was bored.
Yes, and that's exact. It's like,
Literally-
are you fucking kidding me,
Watch,
dude?
I'm gonna go up and say, hey, I want to pull from the deck, like before we get back.
Void.
And I'm going to pull Void, and I'm just gonna look at the two of you. I fucking knew it.
just fucking pieces out.
just, oh god. It's
Oh,
gonna
God.
I can.
I want to buy the deck of many things
Kyle has one.
I'm thinking of getting it too.
because it's just holographic. It's nice. But I don't know, man. It's
I
just,
bought an iPad, so I can just have the deck of many things.
yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like when it comes to the deck of many things, like I still am like more than willing to sacrifice to sacrifice the 3 levels I gained from the card I picked, if that means I don't have this fucking death thing looming over me and Drace doesn't hate me.
Well, no, it'd be different. You would keep the 3 level gain, but just get rid of the card. Like, the only other way, instead of having like a deity get rid of the effect, the only other way is like getting rid of the card, which is burning the whole deck, because the deck is one thing. You can't actually burn one card from the deck. You have to
Oh.
burn the whole deck.
So basically, say by some happening, I burn the whole deck. The stuff that's already happened stays.
It would stay.
The good shit, or just stuff.
No,
the stuff in general.
Everything would stay.
Oh.
Everything would stay. So anything good or bad that happened from the deck of many things would stay. Nothing would get reverted.
Damn.
So, but what that would do is it would give you a period of time through the deck of many things, that the period of time, if it wasn't like a permanent gain, so Dre's hating you, it would take a certain amount of time for that to go away.
But also, let's say a certain amount of time. Let's say the death thing. Like, would that thing just still be going after me? Or would over time it would just fuck off?
No, the overtime would fuck off. Over time, since you're the one that pulled the death avatar, and Zombie's the one that like made it fuck off, it would want to go after Zombie and not you.
Holy shit! Dude. Wow.
But Zombie interfered. If Zombie didn't interfere, and you burnt the deck of many things, the death avatar would have just fucked off. He would have fucked off. That shit wouldn't have happened with Drace, and everybody that got a permanent stat up would keep it.
Haley, are you hearing this?
Yeah.
Remember, DM of like 3 years is just brain is always on a cogwheel. But I did my research before I like told you guys
shit! I just
about the deck of many things. That's the problem.
DM of 2 years still is trying to get her head out of her ass.
But
It's
Haley,
alright. It took me a while.
Haley,
Yeah.
Overseer basically just looks at Thyrus, be like, "Hey, can I please have that deck of cards now?"
Nope.
Okay. Well, guess what? I'm gonna get that deck of cards eventually. You know that, right?
Tabaxi comes in, rolls a nat 20 on stealth, snatches it from Thyrus, runs away. It's just like, wait, where'd the Tabaxi come from?
Wait a second. So you were on D&D and Beyond, right?
Yes. It's on my other page.
Okay. No, because here's what I'm thinking.
It's on that page.
Here's what I'm thinking as lay overseer
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to D&D and Beyond.
Oh, you're just gonna go my characters.
Oh shit. Where's the other ones?
Oh, you have to go to the campaign.
Campaigns?
Yeah, go to the campaign, and then go to view campaign,
See, I'm thinking
and then no. Oh,
if he can actually pull it off,
you have.
this
to
would
click on
also
view.
fuck him over.
Here, go back.
Oh shit.
Just backspace.
Haley,
And now hit view.
how does this sound? How does this sound as an idea? Let's say, because this would solve.
How the fuck does he? Oh, never mind. He leveled.
This
I'm
would
like, how the fuck does he have a 20? In
This would
Dex?
solve a lot of problems, Haley, if this actually happened, but it would also grant some problems as well. So the Overseer just tells Thyrus, like, hey, you know I'm going to get that deck of cards eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Thyrus is like,
Honestly,
good fucking luck. Because now it's like a playful challenge between the two. It's like fucking Tom and Jerry shit.
I still love how
So here's the idea.
that's a thing.
What if the Overseer went to Duke and basically told him, it's like, okay, I want to become your patron. I'll become your patron on one condition. And
you get the deck of many things.
and he's just like, well, what's the condition? You steal me back the deck of many things, and I will become your patron. And here's the thing. Overseer becoming his patron would fuck him over.
Mhm.
If he fucks up a roll on it.
So it's a bonus in 2 ways.
It's a bonus in 2 ways.
I don't know why.
And on top of that, if the
really funny to me.
and on top of that, if the deck of cards gets burned, that little fucking Death Skull bullshit is going after him because he interfered, and it fucks off when it comes to Leto.
Mm-hmm. It would literally go and challenge Leto, like, so the death avatar would go and try to challenge Leto, like, there's a reason I'm here.
Why?
For what reason? It's not you. It's that one. It's
Yeah.
that Duke.
How does that sound, Haley?
This would be really funny if we could trick Duke to always stay in wild shape, because then he can't do anything. Because then he can't do any spells.
Haley,
He can only do unarmed strikes.
how does that sound?
It sounds like something that might end up happening.
It sounds like something that could really knock down someone a peg.
I feel I want to see if there's a way to permalock Duke into wild shape.
Oh my god.
I really want to see if there's a spell that permalocks you into wild shape.
So you know what I'm
Because
gonna
in
do?
wild shape, all you can do is unarmed strike. He can't speak because he's a
Haley.
wild shape, and he can't use any of his spells.
Haley, if you let me take the wheel on this, I'm gonna talk to Zombie, and I'm gonna be like, hey, there is one way you can sell the Overseer into becoming your patron.
Steal him back the deck of many.
If
things.
you steal the deck of many things and
From
give it to from Thyrus and give it to the Overseer, he won't just become your patron. You might even score an infinite tab without having to sell your soul. And he's just like his eyes will start glowing and just be like, oh, I get you as my patron and I don't get fucked over.
See, that I genuinely enjoy a majority of like how the campaign is going, but Zombie is so gullible. He is so gullible.
So do you think I could do this?
I'd say take the wheel on it.
Really? Oh, this is gonna be so much fun.
Like from two DMs, like me and Haley are just like having our own thought process, but it's like I would let you do it.
Because this really doubles down the whole deal maker aspect of the Overseer.
It doubles down like how shitty you can actually get.
How shitty the Overseer can actually get. Because when it comes to the Overseer's character, there's no such thing as metagaming. When I'm planning, he could be planning. But if he rolls
Thundercloud.
here's the thing, if he rolls a high enough stealth check, let's say Zombie rolls a high enough stealth.
It doesn't even matter if he rolls stealth. He has disadvantage, which means Thyrus gets advantage against him.
What's his disadvantage?
His disadvantage is because of the armor he's wearing. No, Zombie fucked himself by wearing that kind of armor. He gets disadvantage in stealth,
Maybe.
which means Thyrus gets advantage.
Haley.
Not to mention, he has the disadvantage from the jeans he stole.
Haley, here's a question though. What if he doesn't have to steal it?
What if he just persuades Thyrus?
No matter how high he rolls.
What?
Thyrus is not going to willingly give this, no matter how high he rolls.
I mean,
It wouldn't be willingly give if you let me borrow this deck.
yeah, but it's trust me, when DMs make NPCs and characters to play along their characters, the willpower isn't a specific stat, but
So what's the
Jesus
stealth?
Christ, it's hard.
So what's the stealth?
What?
What's the actual disadvantage he gets from the stealth? He would just have to roll again.
Yeah, he has to roll. Yeah, he has to roll disadvantage. Take the lowest.
Yeah.
I mean, he's.
But if you get a nat 1, a nat 1 is a nat 1 no matter what the modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he could roll.
He could get really lucky and roll like a 19 and a 17 and then and be able to do it.
Haley, there would still have to be a maximum. Like, what could he roll to feasibly persuade Thyrus into giving him the deck of cards, or at least lending him the deck of cards?
I'd say he'd probably have to roll.
He'd have to roll Mythic.
Yeah, obviously.
What if
How much
Varkor
did
just
38?
took it from
38? Is that even possible with him?
He rolled 35 last time.
He can't roll a 38.
No, he can't.
He can't physically
Wait,
roll a 38.
What is it for?
It's not 20.
Yeah, no.
With a
literally
nat 20, he's rolling a 36. That literally 36 is the maximum of what he can roll.
Then it would be a 36 then.
The problem is him rolling max. The nat 20 would override his 36 anyways. You get a nat 20, it's a nat 20.
So you get a nat 20, you just get it.
No, it would have to be he rolls a 35 or a nat 20, meaning he has to roll a 19 or a 20.
Yeah.
Those are the only two ways.
Yeah.
He could persuade Thyrus, and even after that, Thyrus rolls against him.
Hmm.
So it's like... Plus, look at the level... What? Thyrus... What? The big three are level 20s? There's a
What if he
5
doesn't-
level difference.
Okay, wait a second. What if he doesn't sneak?
He
That's the
doesn't
question.
have to, I
What if
mean-
he doesn't sneak? What if he just sleights of hand? What if he's just sitting at their table like, hey, I have some...
The problem
like,
is, what's Thyrus's perception? Because if it's high enough, he'll see the sleight of hand.
What
no
is
matter
Thyrus's... Well, actually, no. What would be his passive perception? Because it wouldn't be a perception check. It would have to be passive perception.
No, it'd be No, he could. No, it'd be perception check to like make sure shit's on him.
So what...
Okay. Passive, he doesn't have a great perception. And it's only a +3 for...
So what
Maybe,
I'm...
like,
So,
Persuasion,
What-
though.
But
because
what is
Persuasion and
Thyrus?
intimidation. He has the best.
okay. So you...
What-
so
what
he
is
could
Thyrus,
theoretically
though?
just... He could theoretically just shoot the shit and just talk with, like, the big three. Be like, hey,
I mean,
I'm trying to learn how to, you know, do so-and-so. And with so-and-so, and while he's talking, shooting the shit, he fucking uses sleight of hand to get the
the
deck
problem
off
is
of Thyrus.
what is Thyrus? Like what race?
Varus is an Azamar.
Yeah, no. Duke's not getting it off of it. Off of a
Really?
celestial being.
Are you
There's
fucking
no way.
joking?
There's no way.
Oh my gosh.
There's no way Duke's getting it off of an Azamar.
There's only
Having
one other...
celestial presence? Yeah, no, that's not happening. Cause that means Thyrus would have to roll a nat 1 to even like let Duke even get that close.
Well, no, it wouldn't be the question of letting Duke get that close. He would say he sat at the table.
But look, you have the big three. You have the big three, and if the big three are talking to the overseer or sitting at a table with each other, you have celestial presence, and then you have Drace and Lorana that are sitting there that are like, what, like, how are you going, feasibly, you would have to get in really good with 2 out of the 3 of them. And from what I know, Duke hasn't done that.
Duke has not made any friends out of the big three.
Yeah, the only one that's like really probably could make friends with the big 3 is Valcor, and if you made friends with Valen, that's just that's just an arrow to the knee to Drace, so you'd have to make friends with Lorana and Thyrus. So that's like Leto's situation. Like Leto's good, like Leto could be friends with 2 of them, but in the sense of, oh hey, if you ended up screwing one of them over just a little bit, you lose their friendship almost instantaneously.
Exactly.
That's why the only one that has a feasible possibility of taking it off of Thyrus' hand is Valcor, because Valcor has that. He has the weight of knowing the Overseer longer than they do. He has that weight over them.
So legitimately, so like, are you saying Valcor could pass the stealth check, or you're saying
No,
Valcor could just legit say, "Fuck it, give me the thing"?
No, Valcor could say the Overseer owes me a favor, and if you give me the deck of many things, he would be in your deck. That would be the only way of going about it.
Could Valcor shoot for that?
He could. That would be a thing.
Can you have Valcor shoot
Yeah, I
for
could
that?
do that.
Because either way, Zombie still kind of gets fucked over from this, because if the deck gets burned...
If the deck gets burned, most of his shit is gone.
No, not that. If the deck gets burned, the fucking death thing...
Yeah, the death thing doesn't go after Leto, it goes after him.
It would go after him.
The death avatar would go after Duke or Zombie.
And he could
if
still,
deck was
to
burned.
make Duke feel better about himself. Like, you know what? You gave your best shot. I'll be your patron.
Yeah, it's like, at least you tried.
At least
other people would have looked at that and shook their head no and then walked away. A majority of people in the party would look at the Overseer and go, "Are you fucking crazy?"
Yeah, I am fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know you are.
Like, everyone would look at the Overseer and go, "Are you fucking crazy?" He just looks back. It's like,
Have you met me?
it's like, do you know who I am? Like,
You know who I am. No, but I genuinely, Valcor having a better like understanding. Also, yeah, I need to like level Valcor to whatever I'm able to level him to. What?
Two additional levels.
What?
2 additional levels.
A lot of XP. That's all I know. That's all I care.
But yeah, like it. Because if I'm looking at my own character, it's like I ain't got
Storm
shit
Sphere?
for.
Why don't you use that shit?
I got Silence of Squall. What do you mean? It's not
No,
It's not
Storm
Storm
Sphere.
Sphere. It's not Storm Sphere. It's Silence of Squall.
Shut up! It's not Silence of Squall.
It is.
It
I
is-
read the description. It's literally fucking Silence of Squall.
Just don't.
Literally all he said when we talked about giving that to Leo.
It is. It's literally Silence of Squall. It's great.
But it's not cryo damage.
It's
It's lightning.
So.
I think so. Wait, I
Anywho.
wanna hold on. Let me see. Because I'm gonna.
But
do
yeah,
this
I
while
could-
have it.
Basically, so Valcor would be the backup plan. Like, say by some miracle, Duke actually manages to fucking steal it, which would be a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, it would be pretty entertaining.
So Duke manages to steal it. Not only does he get Overseer being his patron fucking him over, he gets the deck of cards burning, which would also kind of not play too well at his advantage.
Which one was this that I wanted to do?
So,
What was this?
honestly, if it comes to him actually physically pulling it off, the decision is yours. But the Overseer will probably have one backup plan, and that's going to be Valcor. Because Valcor could just walk up and be like, the Overseer owes me this.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Thank you. And now I am past level 13, so I have 2 brutal criticals.
Oh, God. He gets 2 brutal criticals with Valcor.
Okay, meaning, so what brutal criticals does is I roll this 2 extra times.
Amazing.
Woo! I have 218 health. Booga booga.
Boing.
No, so rolling. So do this crit. So this
Jesus.
is that's 23 rolling crit, which means 23 times 2, 46, and then roll it. So 46. 61, 73 plus 10 because of Great Weapons Master, 81 plus 8. Yeah, plus
You're
my strength
doing
mod.
almost 100 damage.
I can do. I think my max was like 2. My max was 256 in 2 hits if I hit perfect crits.
Dude.
That's why I told you barbarians are broken.
So,
Black blood orc barbarians are broken.
anyway, we've just been out on a fucking tangent.
Yeah.
I forgot we're still podcasting right
That's
now.
fine.
But yeah,
That was the point of this, though.
we're being
That-
evil.
But that was the point of this being a podcast.
Yeah.
Was to talk about this, and then the next time we do a podcast, we talk about mine because hopefully I'll have more of the world created.
Yeah, no, we're just being. Flat
I'm
out
also
fucking
doing
evil.
that. I'm making a world from scratch.
Yeah,
Don't ask me why I decided to do this.
but yeah, we're just being flat out evil. I really hope this works out because
It
it'll
will.
be funny as
It
all
will.
fuck.
Oh, well. Do you see what what's Thyrus's strength?
His strength.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Don't.
Because his main stuff is in like things like intelligence. So his strength is 17.
Yeah. All right.
Here, let me roll. Let me roll mythic on an athletics check real quick.
Almost rolled a nat 20. What the fuck? It got caught in the corner.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. There you go.
I just rolled mythic on an athletics check.
Yeah, no, I'm taking that deck of many things. Just-
Yoink.
it's like, you can't do that, bitch. I've known the Overseer longer. I can do whatever I want.
God,
The Overseer, I feel like the Overseer, if the big 3 attacked Valcor,
that's a
the
26.
Overseer would just stand it. Literally a nat 1, and I'm rolling higher than most.
And that one, and he's rolling a 14. A 14, and he's rolling a 27.
Oh, there you go. There's nat 20.
There's your nat
33.
20, 33. There's your mythic.
Yeah. My mythic is anything 17 or higher.
Jesus Christ. Initiative.
Yeah, I get it.
Jesus Christ!
Hold on. No. You fucked that up because I roll advantage on initiative.
Yeah, isn't it like don't you have like a 14 in initiative or something? Like that?
No, I have an 8. I'm supposed to have an 8.
You have a 13 in strength saving throw.
Yeah. And I have a 12 in con. That's
I like how... By the way, Zombie has a passive perception of
26.
24.
Oh, 24.
He is a human fucking radar, basically.
Not really. I mean, there. If you wanted me to, I could build a character with 30 passive perception, but I'm not doing that.
Jesus
That's annoying.
The human UAV.
I am a human VSAT. Leave me alone. Yeah, sleight of hand. I rolled 20 unlike most shit.
What spells do you roll? Okay.
Commune with nature, which told us about the Death Tyrant.
Oh shit.
Also, look, I have hit DC to roll. Like plus 13. It's the same thing as my athletics. See, hit DC for rolling.
In that fight, you took a total of 1 damage.
Yep, I took 1 damage for jumping in the water.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll whenever I get a hold of Zombie, I'll be sure to tell him like, hey, the Overseer has a fucking deal with. There's a deal that the Overseer can
Hey, you
make
want to
with you.
dance with the devil, bitch?
You want to dance with the devil?
You want to dance with the devil,
Well,
motherfucker?
because of Zombie's passive and other stats, that's why I mainly have you guys do rolls for perception.
Well, okay, because here's the thing. With
Well,
if the Overseer does a deal with Zombie,
I mean, technically, passive perception wouldn't work for Zombie unless he's like falling or walking around.
basically, I'm gonna do a little bit of talk with the Overseer between the Overseer and Duke, and it's gonna boil down to I don't care how you get it. Get me that deck of cards. I'll become your patron, and you'll get an infinite tab.
I
And
feel
he'll
like
just be like,
hearing that, Valcor would be like, "Oh, it's easy." Walks over to.
he'll just be,
Yeah.
shut up.
Walks over. Yeah.
All right. But
Pulling void. I'm pulling void, motherfucker.
but you have to admit, Haley, this would be fucking hilarious if it actually works out.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to see how this plays out. Like, especially what rolls you guys get.
Well, rolls Duke gets because he's gonna be the one rolling against like a lot of when he actually say he pulls this off. Like he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I fucking did it," stuff like that. The Overseer just takes the deck from his hands. Thanks, friend. As he burns it in front of him.
As he just hellfire.
Have fun with that fucking death avatar.
Also, by the way, I have the highest walking speed out of everybody.
You know, the Overseer is just gonna look at him, look at the deck, burn the deck in his hands, and what was the name of that death thing? The death,
Death avatar.
Yeah, the Avatar of Death. He's just gonna look at him with the most shit-eating grin, and he's just
Have
gonna
fun
say,
with the Avatar of Death.
have fun with the Avatar of Death, buddy. Try gaslighting your way out of this one.
Actually, the Avatar of Death would be immune to like certain.
He
things.
would fucking shit himself!
Yeah. He would genuinely probably ask the group for help, and then we're just like, "You got yourself into this, bye." Like just
Here's
walks
the
away.
thing with the Avatar of Death that I don't think most people know. He only has 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck hitting it. Because doesn't it have like an armor class of fucking like...
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
Just...
Me and the Avatar of Death going to town. I have an armor class of 22 when I equip my shield. He has an armor class of 20.
All you need to do is roll over 20 for a strength check. Oh, okay.
Hold on. So I hit the Avatar of Death, right? I get advantage.
He hits the Avatar of Death.
I hit
The
him.
Avatar of Death is dead now.
And that's with an unarmed strike. I can do that.
Just punch it.
And
He would
punch
look-
an Avatar of Death.
Duke would look at your character and be like,
How the fuck?
please, help.
I Valcor knowing that Duke tried to like say, "Oh, I'm gonna try and gaslight everybody."
Here's the thing. I'm going to
No,
try to
Duke-
gaslight the Overseer.
No, Duke said to my orc, "I will try and gaslight you if I feel is needed. And I'm like, fine.
Congratulations, you just
Wait.
made the same fuck up Lito did.
Wait. All right. So that means I have to roll a Constitution save above him? Yeah, I rolled an 18.
Congratulations, you just got gaslit.
Congrats. You just gaslit
But
an
no,
orc that has the rage
But Haley,
potential of a
he
moral being.
pulled a Dr. Leto fuck up because I intimidated fucking Thyrus and I fucked up doing that. Him just saying like, oh, if I have to, I'll gaslight you. He basically did the same fuck up I did.
You don't want to gaslight the orc. He's not gonna hit my orc. I can tell you right now, he's like, it's almost impossible.
All right. Well, anyway, so Haley, what do you think? Do you think this would be fun to do?
This will certainly get quite a few laughs out of the group.
Not only quite a few laughs, but I know Zach is just gonna be like,
What the fuck is going on?
No, Zach is gonna be like, fucking thank God that something is like actually being done about, because him doing this is him shooting himself in the foot. If he actually does roll high and he manages to steal it, he's shooting himself in the foot.
He's shooting himself in the foot either way.
And him gaslighting the fucking death avatar into fucking off, like, that's shooting himself in the foot.
The problem is, I'm pretty sure the death avatar has certain resistances and immunities to, like...
Many, but it has a few.
I was like, I couldn't remember which, like, immunities he had. He also had legendary resistance.
Does it have a mouth?
Yeah.
Immunities to necrotic and poison. Condition immunities to charm, frighten, paralyze, petrified, poison, and unconscious.
Haley.
If he had... That means the gaslit wouldn't have worked the first time. He's immune to frighten.
He's immune to frighten.
That
the
means
fact
the
that the gaslight worked anyway is bullshit.
That means he didn't. That means he had to roll mythic. If he didn't roll mythic, it wouldn't have worked.
He went away, stopped for a minute. Wait, what the fuck? That worked?
Yeah, no, the death avatar shouldn't have been gaslit by
shouldn't be
Zombie.
saying this shit.
Like I said, he rolled a 35 for that, and so I allowed it.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm saying if he rolled under 30, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna get with Zombie. I'm gonna tell him. It's like, if you
do this for the Overseer, you get him as your patron. I'm not telling you anything else.
it's like, if you do this for me, you get me as your patron, you get an infinite tab. No strings attached, I swear. And it's just like, takes the deck from his
Don't say no
hands.
strings attached. Just say, if you get this for me, you'll have an infinite tab and a place in my army. End of story.
End of story. And it'll literally just be like,
You don't want to say shit that's going to make him second guess himself.
no strings attached.
That's the part of a DM that you miss.
Only partial strings attached.
No,
I'm joking. God.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, that's the one part about being a DM where it's like, you don't want to say shit that makes players think
Well, no,
twice.
because here's the thing. He's gonna metagame a little bit. He's gonna be like, well, Gorg's character is gonna get fucked if I don't do this.
Well, I mean, he would know that. He would know that in game. That.
Well, no. Also, it's like
that Leto's gonna get screwed over.
Yeah, Leo's gonna get screwed over, and then he's gonna think, well, that's not what I want from my character. It's like, it's not just what I don't want from my character. I want to fuck people over with the Overseer. Because he's literally playing for entertainment. He is there. Everyone that's there is there for his entertainment, apart from the big four.
Yeah, Valen doesn't give a shit, and neither does Valcor. Like,
Yeah.
Valcor's just like, I'm here because I need to be here.
Anywho,
Yada yada yada. Ooga booga booga.
is there anything you wanted to add, Haley? To
Because this man has been ruining my chair. No, I'm kidding.
Oh wow! Apparently I'm ruining his gaming chair by sitting on it.
Just go buy a
Okay.
new one, alright? You want it? I'll just go buy a new one.
Stop. Anyway,
I'll go
so is there anything you wanted to add? Like,
I think so.
all right. Well, it's been fun.
It was a fun 2 hours.
It's a fun little 2-hour session
That'll end up.
that he'll end up cutting into like an hour and 30 minutes.
Well,
probably.
no, I just end up cutting it in half.
Yeah.
I just find a good like pause point.
Yeah.
and then-
Oh,
this one
you
for
have
today.
about 3 hours worth of content to sift through. Have fun, Adrian.
I don't give a shit. I got time. I can bring this shit. to
Anyway,
work with me.
Haley, thank you for being our wonderful special guest in this podcast.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll once we get a few more campaigns, and we might call you back over here so we can try to understand what the fuck happened in those.
I mean, the end of the campaign that they're in right now, they won't even get to the end, and they'll feel like they're shitting themselves.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so you have a good one.
Yeah.
You guys will.
Bye.
And to all of our wonderful, I guess, viewers or listeners, because it's a YouTube video.
It's a YouTube VOD, but it's like,
Yeah.
just don't question people anymore.
Anyway, to all of our wonderful listeners who just listened to us ramble on about campaigns that we're in for the last 2.
Yeah, but this was the point of this today, and probably next time we talk about it, we'll go in depth with like, making characters and shit like that, because hopefully it works out.
Because at the end of the day, boobus.
Boobus.
Exactly.
Macadamia nuts?
So, should I do the outro or should you?
If you want to.
Okay. Well, this has been the wonderful idiot that is known as Gorg and Adrian.
Hello.
Why hello? We're saying goodbye.
I know. But you said my name.
Off to a great start. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and cheers.
See you chuckle fucks later.